Marcus Bunyan is single-minded about his love for photography. An academic, Dr Bunyan can be found regularly on his own blog, Artblart. He reviews photographic exhibitions, books and events all around the world. It's a fascinating channel and his visitor numbers are equally global. We asked him to look at the NGV's Confounding show with us.
Since its invention in the 19th century, photography was seen as a representation and a classification of the real world. It was a visual evidence of the truth of the world, that this picture existed of something in the world. With the advent of modernism in the early 19th century, artists began to explore the intangible: God, time, ghosts, blurred images, fragments. And now, with contemporary photography, especially this exhibition at the National Gallery Victoria, what's happening is the link between reality, the camera, and the image is being stretched to breaking point. Most of these images are staged by the artists and they construct a tableau. And they pose questions of the viewer. What are we looking at? Has this thing existed in reality? What is the truth of the image? And this is a very confounding question. The viewer is challenged in their belief, in their reason, in their processing of the image, and they are asked to make up their mind about the surreal tableau, about these wonderful images.
Marcus, this is a Loretta Lux image, which the drummer, which I think is a fabulous image. It's almost, I hate to use this word iconic, but it's really an iconic image of this period from Loretta Lux.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about the photo.
It's blended seamlessly together, and yet you're kind of transfixed by the eyes. The head seems too big for the body. The arms are suspended in mid-air as though a mid-strike like this, and just subdued colour palette, very formal in its frontal representation, yes, straight onto the viewer, and yet there is something in the look in the eyes that actually pierces you and asks you questions, again, about your own being and your own identity. Fantastic image, really iconic image, and really, I just think, I'm just mesmerised by it, really.
Marcus, the Eliza Hutchison images are really disturbing when you understand how they were done.
Yes, exactly. Well, the whole point of the Confounding exhibition is that you don't know why they're so disturbing. And if you just look at the photographs, they remind me of the photo booth photographs where you used to get your black and white photos taken and you get the strip outside. In fact, there's still a couple of those machines in Swanston Street and you can go in and have your photo taken. And they have the same kind of curtain behind. And you think, oh yes, it's just a normal portrait. And then you read the explanation that these photographs, these portraits were taken with the sitters hanging upside down. So, you know, instead of cheek by jowl, it literally is cheek and jowl, yes? And so you see the strange kind of look in their faces, the strange kind of lumpiness in the body, and again, it confounds our expectations of reality. Yes? It takes us to another place in our imagination. So we think to ourselves, what is going on here? And the title of the work, The Ancestors, again, it asks questions of the viewer, and they need to think about their responsibility towards the photograph.
Marcus, the bride in mid-flight is I think, disturbing in its own right. Why?
The series is called Flight Research, and there are a number of images in the series, and it has become very famous, this series. In this particular image, the arms are outstretched, the dress is going everywhere, the hair is going everywhere. Has she jumped from an aircraft? Has she been pushed? Is she raising up from the joy of being a bride? You know, the ecstasy. And above you can see there's an expanse of nothingness is here, the context-less background, and here the base is grounded by clouds here, but seamlessly digitally composed here, yes? That's the critical thing. And it makes us, the viewer, want to understand the story. But it's a mystery. We have no idea. The arms outstretched in the attitude of Christ, really, in this image here. Fantastic series. In other images, she's literally flying like Superman. And I think it's a great photograph, yeah. These photographs by Qin Song Wang from 2001, this triptych here, address the modernisation of China. And how he's done this is, actually the viewer thinks these are models, thinks these are not real people. But then when you look at them closely, you see they are real people that have been covered with clay. They stand on a double lotus base, they are deities, and then they've been deformed through Photoshop and digital manipulation. He's added small figures at the base of the left and right ones. I'm not sure these small figures were necessary. I think they're a bit of a distraction, really. I like the balance of the figures themselves, yes? The colour palette, subdued greens, greys and browns, and a link to China's past and where it's going in the future, evidenced by the contemporary technology here.
Again, great example of confounding imagery.
Great example of confounding imagery. Again, breaks the photograph's link between the index, the camera, the photograph and its reference, you know, kind of thing. We think these are models, these are statues, they're real people that have then been digitally manipulated. So again, what's going on here? There's this shifting between dream and reality and imagination and emotion in all of the photographs in this exhibition. Photography, contemporary photography, asks us questions of the world that we live in. That's what it does. Does it have to be confounding to be art? No, but the photograph has to have a great idea, and these photographs do.